What's going on, everyone? It's Guy from Disclosure, and today we're going to break down our new single, You've Got to Let Go If You Want to Be Free.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on, you got to let go if you want to be free.
To begin with, we've known Anton, aka Zedd, for ages. We have the same agent in America, and we have the same residency in Vegas. We've just bumped into each other all over the world. The way he works is very different to us. I think he finishes everything he starts almost. A very prolific, finisher of tunes. So I think it definitely has a very Disclosure vibe and sound to it. And I think it's basically because we ended up doing it on my laptop and not his. Like if we put it into his setup, I think it would have taken on some sort of version of a sound. And because it was in mine, it was in my template with my plugins, my drums. The best way to think of it is he slotted into our process really well. It wasn't like we need to make sure it sounds 50-50 Zedd Disclosure. It was just, let's get on with whatever's in our head that day and make it. And because I finished it and produced it up a lot, I think it ended up having a real nice Disclosure vibe to it. But there's so much Zedd all over it. It's just like he became a third brother for a day. It was really fun. And so I think it's definitely the beginning of a longer project that we'd like to do together. We all had a great day. So yeah, that's roughly what happened. We're going to go through it bit by bit and check out the project and, see how it all glued together. Here's the project. I've got everything sort of, as you can see, you've got the drum bus, you've got a bass bus, you've got Howard's vocals, a lot of synths going on in the synth bus, and then some ambient sounds down here. Yeah, first up, the tune starts with chords and the bass. So yeah, first thing to say is the chords are keyscape. I never even bounced them to audio. We're on the vintage vibe electric piano setting, turned off the tremolo, did a bit of EQ. It's very raw and just plain sounding, but there's a lot of plugins going on. So just a load of effects happening here. So the EQ is doing the filter up and down. Got some Echo Boy doing some delay. You got Valhalla reverb. I'm just, throughout the entire song, there's a lot of movement happening in the keys. Here it is with no plugins. So first up, going through some Blue Stripe compression. Giving it some front end punch, bit of overdrive, and then a bit of this EQ, which is doing the bulk of the sound shape. And then a bit of decapitator. It's just adding that bzz, bzz on top. Just wanted it to sound a bit more like it was going through an amp. Lush reverb. You can see the levels moving up and down there. A bit of sidechain compression at the end, and then good old Logic chorus for the wideness. You'll hear that in headphones compared to that down the middle. Then I think Dream Keys I made from this. So I basically turned the reverb and the delays on full blast. Just kind of doing some just sweepy, swirly sounds. I don't know how to describe it really, but reversed all the MIDI, so the chords played backwards. Played that through the reverb, and then reversed that audio region, so that each reverb is going zip, 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 instead of pew, pew, pew. It might be that, it might just be loads of reverb, I'm not sure, but there's some mad modulation going on there, just to sort of throw everyone off a bit. That's actually it. For synths, it's just those three. And then there's a lot of things happening once or twice, a lot of extra bits. This here is basically just a huge amount of chopped up bits from Zedd's jam on his synth. But it was all played in by hand, no MIDI send. I flexed it. I think I did quantize, and then I painfully went through everything and sort of did some fun triplet-y bits. And I sort of used Flex to mess up a lot of what he did as well. There's some stretches in here that are so long that Flex kind of goes, but in a cool way. It's a super stabby, super punchy bass line. Yeah, I mean, that part is like, that's the chilled bit. There's some bits where it goes absolutely mental. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the automation work around this. Look at this. It looks like a child drew with just a pen. What a mess. So yeah, that's this is all Zedd's bass. I can open the raw file. Yeah, it's like this whole thing. It's pretty long, and I've just taken bits and bobs throughout. So this was the first thing that he played. So the sound is like totally different there. You know, it's nothing like what it ended up being. So yeah, here's some more. I'll just skip through this a bit so you can hear like kind of how the tune evolved and what we were playing. Ah. Did you hear that? That was like the first time it sort of happened. So that was literally the first time it happened, you know. So that's how the tune was born. So, you know, me and Howard are like shouting at him like, this is sick, keep going. Don't stop, just keep the vibes coming. It's getting there. It's still very chromatic compared to what it ended up being. Very dope. So first up, some overdrive, not too much, but just enough to pump it up. Then some EQ going into Fab Filter, and this is, we're boosting some lows, subtracting some low mids, like 150 hertz. It was quite like a bit boxy around there, so I wanted more sub and less like 100. And also for a bass line, like it's very high up in the range. Like there's not actually a lot of boom down there. It's very then a bit of compression to make all those crazy Larry bits a bit less crazy. It's very light though. See that? It just catches those little moments where you'd get in the red if you didn't have one. All right, so here now we get into the overdrive craziness. So watch the settings on Decapitator move around here. It sounds like I'm riding something on the synth, but I'm not. I'm just feeding it all through Decapitator on punish mode, which is pretty serious anyway, and I've got it all the way up to 9. Then a bit of H delay, which is probably doing some... Yeah, just messing around with the millisecond timing and the feedback and everything. Reverb doing the same thing. Skipping around between the two. Yeah, and then there's a couple details here. Well, we got a Zedd bass fill. So here's Howard. Howard singing on the whole track. A lot of plugins here. A lot of plugins. Look at this. Especially the bus. That's a hell of a stack.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing. You can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free. And everybody knows it, the secret that we're holding. You got to let go.
So yeah, you got 4-ish harmonies. 3 harmonies and then like the lead, yeah. But yeah, mostly it's just 3 vocals, like 1 down the middle, 2 panned each side by 30, if you're talking Logic numbers. Yeah, so not hard panned, just sort of floating around the middle. And yeah, enormous vocal chain, enormous everything. So now I'll show you them with absolutely no plugins.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing. You can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free.
Lots of low mids, lots of like build up. It's very clear recording. There's not lots of background noise. He's very close to the mic. It was on my Neumann U87 into the SSL. Bit of treble boost. I actually did probably take out the low mids a bit, but the Neumann captures so much low end. So yeah, bit of compression on the way in as well. That's it, and then straight into the Apollo. Oh, I think I recorded him using the Fusion as well, the SSL Fusion, which kind of works in conjunction with the 6. And it has a lovely vintage drive on it. So I probably ran it through there just for the vintage drive. I might have used the EQ on that instead of the desk as well. So yeah, SSL, everything.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on.
So a bit more compression, just controlling the vocals. Getting rid of low mids immediately.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing.
Pulling up the highs and taking out this resonance that I didn't like. It's like the de-esser.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing.
Getting rid of the S's. Then it's a bit of auto-tune.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. Wasted, don't know which way you're facing.
Bit of Oxford inflator. You can hear me punch it in and out. It's very subtle, but it does a lot.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free.
Yeah. And then exactly the same settings on these two on the side. Panned left and right, obviously.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on.
So that's without the Oxford inflator, and I'll put it back on. And you'll really sort of hear what it's doing.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free.
You know, it's just adding like a richness. It is boosting the gain a little bit, which you should try and balance out so you can really hear what it's doing. But I love it. You know, I'll put it there. I'll put it on the bus. I'll put it on the master bus. It just gives everything like a, yo, up front here, like it's go time. Okay, so then those are going to the bus, the vocal bus. First up, another compressor, because we got 3 vocals now instead of 1. So we want to sort of glue those together with some compression.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free. And everybody knows it, the secret.
You can hear it just like balancing everything out. It's a bit punchy, like it's not that subtle. It's quite aggressive, but yeah. Then I put the whole lot through this Neve 1073. It's literally not doing anything. I've got the EQ turned off. I've got everything at 0. It's literally just so they go through a Neve at some point. And the Neve's great for recording too, but it adds a lot of character. So I was missing it. I put it back in the chain. The difference is absolutely tiny.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free. And everybody knows it.
I mean, I'm toggling it on and off there and I can't even hear the difference. It's so subtle, but it's more of a psychological thing for me, to be honest. It's just like, it's just not done unless it's gone through a Neve at some point. Next up, some gem dopamine. This is boosting the highs and also de-essing at the same time.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on.
So it's just adding lots of like air. I love that plugin. And then another de-esser because I just didn't. I felt like it was boosting in a great way, but it wasn't subtracting enough.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing.
Also, I love the Fab Filter de-esser because it runs in stereo mode too. So if you put the stereo link down to 0, it de-esses each side independently, which is pretty useful for a group vocal. Then some EQ, taking out more lows, boosting some high mids. That's it.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on.
Then I was going through Soothe and a bit of Saturn for saturation, and Soothe is, you know, helping out with the vocal tone a bit, but my laptop's going to explode if I have those on. Then we're going through a Pultec. I'm using it to take away a bit of lows, and I think I'm boosting like a tiny bit of 10K as well. Again, the Pultec, you don't even really need to move the knobs. You can just like put stuff through it and it will add a vibe. Like it will add some character, some EQ, some saturation. So even if all the knobs are on 0, it is doing stuff. But I am using it to just, pull out the lows a bit. So I think that does on and off. Yeah, here you go, without.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go if you wanna be free.
Yeah, I'm also using it to back off the gain a tiny bit, but it's just pulling out the lows. H delay, we've been through this. H delay, reverb, and then there's various sends. Most of these are going to some delays, like the if you wanna be free, be free, be free. So then the harmonies and stuff, they don't have quite as much processing going on. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're processed exactly the same. These ones don't have tune because they didn't need it. These ones do. The goes don't. Yeah, I wanted to keep some human characteristics in there, so I didn't need tune on everything. Here's the first harmony.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on. You got to let go.
So that's the 5th, I think. Go if you want to be free.
Wasted, don't know which way you're facing, you can't hold on.
There's that one. And then the other ones only sort of happen towards the end. Yeah, what I like about this is there's so much like suspense in the harmonies. Like there's so much unresolved until the you've got to let go, which is kind of it. Like that's the vibe, right? With the vocal, you've got all this tension, you've got to let go. And so there's like a second and a fourth and a sixth, you know, none of the super satisfying, like we're home now harmonies in the vocal until you've got to let go, where it all resolves to just be free. This is really cool, this part. So down here is this thing which Zedd added. In the vocal, there's no low. We didn't record if you wanna be free, because it's kind of really low and a bit silly. So he did it on a vocoder. Here it is. If you wanna be free. But I rolled off all the highs and just boosted the bass. So all you hear is, right? It makes a huge difference. So when you listen to the whole stack,
You got to let go if you wanna be free.
if you wanna be free, is the lowest note, and now
You got to let go if you wanna be free.
free, if you wanna be free. Probably should have got it resung, but I like hiding stupid shit like that in the tracks because, well, when I show you guys, it's hilarious. So now we should go back to the synths because I didn't cover all of those like sort of one shots and special things that are happening. So there's a lot of monotribe. I used my monotribe a lot in this song. You know, moments like that, just different tones and tom. There's this sort of thing. Yeah, for those who don't know, a monotribe is this thing. Lots of build-ups. Yeah, it's just a bit of that every time. How did I make that? I don't even remember. I think that's this. I think it's my Roland System 8. I think I was just messing around with it. And yeah, each one of these is different throughout the whole song. This string thing Anton added, and I love this. The note that this does, that it resolves on, is so tasty. That is so sick. It literally sounds like an F1 car going through the tunnel at Monaco. Oh yeah, this bit. This is crazy, this bit. So the whole song is in A minor, but for 4 bars, it goes to major. Zedd's idea was can we just go major for like 4 bars, just for no reason? And I was like, whoa, we don't usually do key changes here at Disclosure. But I think he pulled it off because it's so like triumphant at the end. It's like, we're going, like, you gotta let go if you want to be free. And it's like, you know, it's towards the end of the track and it's like, major. Crazy. Where's that bit as well? The so dope. So yeah, we went major just for one time with the acid bass. So sick. So yeah, I would never have usually thought to do something like that. So that's why it's fun to collab with people like Anton, because he's like, shall we go major just for a second? Terrible impression of Anton. He did this at the end as well, this really cool ARP thing. Okay, drums. So really simple drums for this song. I mean, it's a kick and a hi-hat, you know, pretty simple. Yeah, the drums don't really get crazy until about halfway through the track on drop 2 here. That's when they really pick up speed. So that is like an enormously long kick. I would never usually use a kick that long, but this tune needed it. Like I said earlier, the bass line is very busy, but it's like very punchy notes, like are quite high up. There's no ooh, ooh, just weight down there. So I'd use the kick instead. There's some claps going on. There's, the monotribe is kind of jamming out, which is quite fun. So that's kind of the snare. And then you got two like really dead, boring snares underneath just to give it some like low mids, because the monotribe was very psh. The claps are all very, there's no like, you know, in the snare. It's like a Michael Jackson snare. Beat it, beat it. There's a bit of like another rim happening down here. There you go. That's the drums. I don't think much else comes in. Oh, Anton added these like swung hats. Yeah, just some like really bit crushed hats, which are cool. Just add a really nice like swing to the whole thing. Yeah, and there's like a lot of ambient noise as well. There's people talking under here. You can only really notice that at the end of the track and the beginning when it all starts, but if I turn it on and off, you will feel it. See how dead it sounds without. I kind of like the drums sounding like they're in a venue, like at a gig. Last bits, guys. The final frontier. Anton did these little moments here. So sick. I love that. When he showed me that, I was like, ooh, that is naughty. Very, very dope. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, just this huge reverb. A few impacts in here as well. Yeah, some quite like cinematic stuff. I don't really have many sounds like that, so that was cool to add some stuff like that. And then of course, classic Zedd clock. Come on, had to. It's in there. It's subtle, but it's in there. I think that's it. Oh, the ride cymbal. I think he did the ride. Yeah, nice little ride cymbal. Is that it? Is that the whole song? Oh my god, yes, I think it might be.
You got to let go if you